Hey, so this video is about feeling like a failure after being narcissistically abused. So when you realize you've been narcissistically abused, you basically wake up in hell and you realize not only was your family torturing you, but you have attracted narcissists as friends, as coworkers, as romantic partners, as bosses, you know, just like everywhere in your life. And your life is a mess, and hopefully you've worked through this, got no contact, whatever, or even just you've started waking up, which is the hardest part. So I really feel for you if you're there. That's the worst part. And then you feel like a complete and total failure because you're like, what is this mess? What have I done with my life? My life has all been like a facade and nothing is real. And then you go no contact and you're like, wow, I don't have any family. You might not have any friends if all your friends were narcs. You have no idea who you are. You have CPTSD. You are like super depressed. Your relationship with God could be completely like messed up by your upbringing. And you could just feel like really hopeless. And you feel like a failure, especially when you look at other people the same age as you and you're like, oh, they know who they are and they have this certain career, or they have pursued their dreams, they like have these talents and these hobbies, and like they maybe they got married and they found someone who loves them, and they have kids and they have a nice life and they have goals for themselves, and you don't even have goals for yourself because you don't even know who you are or like what you want. And you're like, those people have a good relationship with their parents, and like, what the heck did I do wrong? And that is what this video is about. So what I want to say first of all is that it's not your fault that any of that has happened. You were born to people that corrupted your perception of reality and prevented you from knowing yourself and who you are and what you like and what you want to do with your life. So it's not your fault, and you are not a failure. And I'm going to kind of go through some of the notes that I have. Oh yeah, I want to flip it around. So rather than being a failure because you don't know who you are, you're not where you think you should be in your life at this stage or whatever, what I wanted to say was that you are not pathetic, and your success is tremendous. Other people are not going to recognize this because they have not been through narcissistic abuse. But I know you are extraordinarily successful because you did not become a narcissist. Okay, the narcissist is going to see you and where you are in your life as a failure, but it doesn't matter what they think, because your success was resisting succumbing to hatred and nihilism, which is the world that the narc lives in. And you chose to have hope and believe in love and say that you want something better for your life in this. And you were tortured and ridiculed for that choice to believe in love. And you chose to have emotions, and you chose to feel pain and sadness and grief. And the narc will mock you for that choice because they made a deal. They chose to feel no pain but also feel no love. And they think that this was a good deal, but I chose differently. I chose pain, and they thought I was a loser for making that choice, but I wouldn't choose differently. This was my success. I chose my soul. I chose to feel, and I chose love. And yes, I got beat down, ridiculed, abandoned, and rejected. And yes, I got confused and depressed and felt crazy and hopeless. But that's not a failure. That's my success. It is my success because through that nightmare, I chose love. I held on to being human. And yes, I feel pain, but I also know joy. So let them laugh. I wouldn't make a different choice. I may be without material success, but I have God. I chose my soul. I chose myself, and that is my victory. You danced with a demon and refused to become one. That takes tremendous strength and courage, and most people have no idea what you have been through. So that was something that just came to me recently, so I wrote that down. Yeah, you feel like a failure and you're pathetic, but you have accomplished something that only other narcissistic abuse survivors will ever be able to comprehend. Like, you have been to hell and back. So yeah, your friends or your neighbors or whoever might have a nice car and a nice job and they're married with kids and whatever. You have danced with demons and held on to your soul. Like, you cannot compare your life to theirs. You have been living in a completely different reality, and life is so much more than what's on the outside anyway. So if your neighbor's looking at you like, oh, like, what have you been doing with your life? You know, they don't understand. It's fine. You just have to know you have been through an extraordinarily challenging situation. You have survived. You chose love. You chose truth. You chose your soul. And you are extraordinarily brave to be facing that pain and working through it. And despite being tortured for decades, you are still choosing to love. And that is an extraordinary victory. And it doesn't matter if no one else sees it, because I see it and all the other narcissistic abuse survivors see it. So you're not a failure. You are actually extraordinarily successful in a way that most people will never understand. And I think we have won the spiritual war within ourselves, and we get to have that victory for the rest of our lives. And part of what this has taught me is that the external stuff doesn't really actually matter that much. Like, when you have your own soul and your own perception of reality, and you believe in love and hope, that is the victory. It's not about what you've accomplished, how many friends you have, whatever. And you will find your path. You will find what you love to do, what you want to do with your life. You will find it, and you're not behind. Like, it feels like you're starting from ground zero, but you actually have extraordinary life experience that feels like a tremendous burden, but I'm believing in the end will actually be a gift. So you've been through the worst, I think, that you will ever experience. I can't imagine what would be worse than being a child trapped in that situation. So you've been through the worst, and now you have survived and you are victorious, and the fun part of your life begins now, when you go no contact and you get to just be yourself and be free. And sometimes I wake up and it's so quiet, and I'm like, I'm free. And you just get to have that. So we will appreciate the little things that other people won't appreciate, and I think we will be able to feel more joy than someone who has not been through this. So I think it's really common to feel pathetic and like a failure, because obviously that's what the narcissist has drilled into you, and that's what society would say based on your external reality. But life is so much more than what's on the outside, and you are way more successful than you can comprehend. So hope this make you feel better, and thank you for watching.